Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another video. So, after last night's video where I briefly discussed a plot synopsis for the upcoming New Year's Day special, the BBC have decided to announce officially, fully, with an article and an interesting image to go alongside it, that Doctor Who, after Flux, will return on New Year's Day of 2022, kicking off the first of 3 specials throughout the year. The article states that there's 1 special in spring and 1 feature-length, so over an hour-long movie-length special, similar to Day of the Doctor, which will come out in autumn 2022 as part of the BBC's centenary celebrations, etc. I mean, we already kind of knew that, but the main takeaway here is this image. The TARDIS is dying. I mean, just saying, guys, I got that right. I predicted that in a theory video about 7 months ago. Aren't I cool?
Today we're going to be discussing and exploring the possibility that throughout the course of Doctor Who Series 13, the TARDIS is dying.
Anyway, the interesting take is that this image implies that the Flux story arc doesn't conclude in Flux. It's going to keep going afterwards, which I don't know how to feel. Like, the TARDIS isn't going to be healed by then, because this image, the TARDIS isn't in great condition, really. It's looking pretty dead. So, yeah, maybe it's going to be an interesting way of phasing the TARDIS out, because usually when a Doctor regenerates, they blow up the exterior and the interior and it all rejuvenates itself. Maybe here, rather than Jodie regenerating in the TARDIS just dies and then you get some wibbly-wobbly explanation of how it returns. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be lasting damage to the TARDIS, at least for the time being. Maybe even this story will focus around the characters fixing the TARDIS? I don't know. It's interesting because this is also allegedly a Dalek special, because we've had these pictures going around the internet for ages of Daleks that were seen during the filming of one of these specials. And I mean, following Chibnall's usual pattern, we had Resolution, a Dalek special on New Year's Day, Revolution, a Dalek special on New Year's Day. So whatever this episode's going to be called, a Dalek special on New Year's Day. Also, I'm just going to reread the plot synopsis for anyone that missed it yesterday. It says, the festive special will feature guest stars of Ailing B. I still can't say her name. A-I-S-L-I-N-G-B. This Way Up, blah, 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 blah. Adjani Salman and Pauline McGlynn. I don't actually know who these actors are. Apologies. But yeah. Anyway, it's talking about this storage place called Elf Storage, which sounds surprisingly festive. Anyway, a character goes to Elf Storage. A customer visits this unit every year on New Year's Eve. This year, however, their night turns out to be a little different than planned. Ooh, there's probably going to be a Dalek in there. I mean, the synopsis itself hasn't mentioned Daleks, which makes me wonder, are we heading for a cliffhanger of, oh my god, Daleks at the end of Flux? I don't know. Especially when you consider as well, we don't have confirmation on this, but it's looking likely that during the shooting of Flux, a bunch of episodes were moved round, because this week's episode, The Village of Angels, originally in a trailer they took down, said the 28th of November, and the characters in the story were talking about the fact that it's set on the 28th of November, which is next week. Also, the clapperboard they used for filming had episode 5 written on there, and now it's moved back to episode 4, which makes me think, has Chibnall, midway through writing Flux, realised, hang on, we've got far too much content to wrap up in an hour, thus he's spread it over the specials and 2 extra episodes of Flux. I don't know. Whatever the outcome, it's going to be interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and good